Yeah, so we were fixing this noisy sign prediction tool on biomedical.com. So this was working okay. We just added more features. So we added this will indicate if the goal was reached. So this is essentially when the error is, I'm not sure if it's the lowest. Sometimes the error starts going up again, which is quite odd. So I'm not sure what entirely this algorithm is doing. So this will display the lowest error. And I was trying to publish it and I had some trouble with this particular. So I put it in a timeout, that specific calculation of the minimum. But yeah, I had trouble just doing it over here. It seems like there's some sort of limit of how many calculations you can make in a HTML. So this is generating a HTML file. It's running at the moment, so I can open HTML. Yeah, so you can, again, keep repeating this, but it's just for myself, really, that you can't edit this HTML from here. You can, but it's very limited. You have to edit it from the GUI, from the user interface. Um, so I was trying to fix that, and that partially works on the website now. I'll just open the website in the browser. By the way, in different browsers, it seemed to work differently as well. Um, so it's this tool here that we're trying to change. So by the way, yeah, so this tool, so you will have entropy, and you also have like a hidden entropy. If you go entropy beta, it will show you the updated version. So this one has an extra graph, but it's not released yet. So yes, so if you're watching this video, you will know about it. But and same for, where is it, the neural network thing. You have yeah, so this just stopped working. I made changes to the original thing and it stopped working, and now it's actually beta that is working okay. I have to switch between them just in case someone is using that. Yeah, the lowest error for this is right. So this is wrong. This is actually the measurement of that. So this is not the lowest error. So yes, so this still needs some work, but at least the graph is actually working, whereas the original thing is actually not loading anything at all, and I'm not entirely sure why. I'm just trying to, it's like stuck somewhere in the loop. Have to figure that out. Yeah, because all other web AI is actually working okay, so this one is working fine. And entropy beta, and if you go to this API, this is what I'm calling using the G web development software. But if you go to this address, it's essentially published as API on barneychaos.com as well. And if you go into your browser, you can just type this in. It will give you the raw, all the raw data. It's essentially the labels. The labels are there, so you can essentially create your own API from this if you wish, or just follow along. So mainly this week I was working on this statistical analysis toolkit. It's mainly looking at entropy. The API is actually running in Labview, so I have to load Labview to show you the API. The idea for it is to this is just calling the HTML, so this is just an API call. So yes, you could the API is just publicly accessible, so you could just use it, make your own user interface, and this is the link for the API, and this is the input parameters that it's taking. Yeah, I also was testing something. I actually found a few differences between how Labview and this G web development works. And I was testing that too, but this tool essentially also remained on the website. So if you go, website, if you replace this with, what is it, function, shouldn't be case sensitive. Yeah, just get to play with this kind of thing. So this is like the hidden stuff. Stop actually works. Right. So as many, yeah, after this one just wouldn't run at all. So I have to fix it now. Hopefully during the stream I'll manage to fix this thing. So again, this because I'm working on this one as well, it will have a beta version, which is actually running, and I have to fix a few things over here. I don't actually need that timeout. Well, because this set to by default to never -1 here means never timeout. Well, there's nothing in the timeout anyway. And this should have been just connected to. Wait. No, it should be the error trend. So I'm trying to find the minimum for the error trend. And you can test it in here, and it's working fine. Yeah, 0.24, it's the minimum value. Yeah, I made this to scroll, and yeah, anyway, it's giving, that's weird, 5 point, yeah, 5.4. It's actually went low and then started going up, and that's when it decided to stop. This is actually number of iterations, not time. So this should be, I have to stop it from running to be able to change the trend was time. No, time. Yeah, need to change the name. So this is iteration. And I'm not sure why I can't make it larger text. That's weird. But yeah, well, at least it's not time. So this will be beta, and the one, oops. Right, well, this one I can get rid of that. Again, make it -1 here means no timeout. So it's an interrupt routine that is just waiting for these events to happen. So for me to essentially press any button or over here, that's the input. That's for me to how about I put a border around it or something. This is the input. So this should just work. Yeah, when you see something like that, it just means well, yeah, the goal haven't been reached, and it's doing something funny. Yeah, and my site in Chrome is also sometimes not working very well. So essentially, if I'm making an update, the site might, your Chrome might just remember the previous site and not update, which well, annoying for me when I'm testing. For you, probably it doesn't make much difference because it should still work. It's just but it's only in Chrome. I'm actually testing mostly in Edge, the new browser, and that's working a bit better. I'm not saying that the browser is better. I'm just saying it's working a bit better. So I corrected this, and I have to recompile. To do that. Yeah, this is all the. It will generate a HTML out of each one of those, so I can put it on my website. This should have been updated. Yeah, this is a funny result. It went down to 0.2 and then up and down, and that result giving you rubbish. Right. So this is the beta one, and it seemed to work okay. Yeah, now, yeah, again, if the error is low, then this LED goes on for indicating that a good answer was reached. But again, it will be up to you to actually check and see if you're happy with the result or not. A5, again, it went down over here somewhere and then started going up again. So it stopped after that many iterations. Sometimes it doesn't take. Yes, if you, well, it's making a prediction that this is a flat line. So obviously, yeah, it's up to you to decide if it's correct or not. But it's only took 150 iterations and reached the goal. They reached a very low error, but essentially giving a wrong answer. Yeah, it keeps in this case predicting that this is like a flat line. And I think if you put the say 10 data points or so, it's then thinking it's like an oscillation thing and then dying out. But it's very confident in itself that it's reached the correct result. And obviously in this case, yeah, it's a bit odd. Odd of a prediction. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the spikes there. And one, so this is in beta, and the other thing is and the other thing is not running. So I have to switch, well, at least switch between them. I'm pretty sure I did it before. The beta works okay. Beta works okay. The only difference is really that's the only difference. So in and this value right should go over there. Now it's the same. How about in beta? I will also return the max error because sometimes I can't see it, and here I made this graph to be fixed between 0 to 15. So I'll return max error. Just call this mean error max error, and I also want to wait. I want to return the size of this array. Array size. Oops. This is so. Array size. Just it tells you how many iterations it took to, it was running for. The number. Iterations. Right. Turn it into an integer instead of a double precision, which is fine. I'll leave it at that, and the prediction just finds the lowest error, which is fine. Checking. Right, so this one is working. Gives me the max error, so it started at 52 and stopped after 2500 iterations. Just try this again. 2500, 2500. Yeah, now it reached, it's more confident that it's reached the goal. The minimum error is very low. It started off 57 as a maximum error and only did like just over 1000 iterations. This is fine. We made an update to an existing tool. It's the neural network wave prediction web application. Generally, it looks the same as it used to, but we were doing more work on it. When you train a network, it will. So this graph now, instead of auto-scaling, it's just going from 0 to 15. It is staying 0 to 15. no matter what. And then this LED here, yeah, no, it doesn't look like an LED, but when it turns blue, it's on and white is off at the moment. Let me know if you want me to change the colors. But the point is that the minimum error for this many iterations, for 2500 iterations, was 0.39, and it gave this weird looking result. And we're also displaying the maximum error, so it started off 50 somewhere there. It's just this graph is limited, but that's not very important. So when we have another weird result, that yes, the maximum is 71, minimum is 4.2. The goal reached, the LED didn't go on because the error, the minimum error was too high, and it went up to 2500 iterations and then essentially gave up. Let's try this again. A bit better, something that looks a bit more reasonable. Minimum error is still pretty high, 4.2. Again, went up to 2500 iterations. The goal was not reached, even though it doesn't look that bad. Let's try it again. In this case, again, looks like a good result, but the minimum error is 0.7. I don't know. There will be some sort of minimal number. And actually it was lower and then started going up again. In this case, yeah, very high error, but I don't know what the problem is. It actually looks quite legit. But the algorithm says no goal reached, so essentially the algorithm is estimating its own result as being no good, even though I've seen much worse with a much lower error indication. This case a bit better, 3.7. Yeah, in this case the minimum error is much lower, but the result, so it's getting more confident in the result, but then saying that this will be flatlining. So essentially, if it was price of share or something, it would have made a big wobble. If you put this higher, results not necessarily better. Yeah, again, made a mistake here. It was essentially ignoring all these data points, making a prediction of flatlining, but it's not very confident. In here, it actually looks much better. I think it just missed the mark for reaching the goal. And yes, if you have less target, less data, it's highly confident that this what would happen. So in just 40 iterations, it's reaching a very small error and saying flat line, even though it's not clear. Why wouldn't it say continue up or do something else? Sometimes it does this oscillation business. Yeah, like here. And again, it's highly confident in its prediction. So it just gave it with those 7 data points. It made a prediction, highly confident that this what um, the signal will look like from. But obviously, yeah, it's obviously up to you to decide how accurate or inaccurate that is. Um, this thing don't seem to make much difference. Yeah, I have to look in more details how it was implemented. And there is some sort of like sweet spot that where it's getting like wrong results like half of the time. Like here, for example, I don't know what happened there. It just, it looks like a change of mind. I'm predicting this, then I'm predicting something else, but it's extremely confident in that answer. As this is a bit better. Again, the prediction looks more consistent. In here, I don't know what the difference, but it didn't reach the goal, even though the minimum error is quite low. It's quite good. And here it did, because it's, I don't know if the threshold, there will be some sort of threshold for this. Maybe it's like 0.1 or something. And it took just over 600 iterations to reach that goal. Yeah, so this thing is running online. I had to change the name of the HTML because I had like trouble with the, with the original thing. Originally it didn't have that _3, but just, yeah, it seemed to work. Originally it was just called some pressure, but it just stopped running for unknown to me reason. I don't know, do you have one? No, so that's when you don't have a web app at that address. And I think you have something under two, that's just the same thing, but displaying less results. And that's pretty much it. I'll stop recording. And thank you for watching. That's this for the video. Cut. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next tool. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll stop recording because I need to edit that video and upload it. You, obviously, if you're watching this live, you will see it first. And again, I already said before, you can either comment on YouTube or go into the Zoom, which I have a link for if you just want to chat. So I'm happy to chat if anyone get any feedback on Biomedicals, on Labview. Yeah, the APIs for Biomedicals are created in Labview. And this is what I was messing around with before. It's what creating the user interface, the web application on the website. So yeah, half of the day today was just spent time trying to figure out what's wrong with this one. Just gave up, gave it a different name, and it just works. So I don't know, go figure.